Hello guys, Steven here. Want to do this video. The other day I'd uploaded a video and it was to do with wrestling. It was a little rant about how I think WWE sucks. But today I was want to talk about something a little bit different. You know I I have a few different videos and stuff that's on my account on YouTube, and but for me, it's not just that I'm gonna be somebody that just talks about one particular subject. I mean, I'm somebody I could do videos on I could do videos on wrestling. I could do it on movies, music. A whole lot of different things. But I want to just put this certain video out there, and just see what happens. See something might come of it. We will see. So I want to talk about, and this is the title that I have for it. It's clowns who latch on to people. Now, for people who are, let's say, I don't know, 22 years of age and over, maybe a little bit older than that, maybe 23, 24, 25. I'm sure that you've dealt with somebody in your life that has latched on to you. They could have latched onto you, got something from you, and stabbed you in the back. Or, they could be somebody that, someone that just, latched onto you for someone, but then, there was no malicious intent there. Hell, it could even be somebody that you're still friends with. But I've in my life had a few different experiences with people who latch on to other people, basically. And I've noticed that with these types of people, really, I mean, I put it to you this way: when it comes to latching on, there's levels to that shit. There's levels to it. And I will go through them, the levels in this video. And really, hell, I could probably I could make a book on this. Really, I could make a book on it. And isn't there that there was a very successful book that was it the late 90s? It was How to Win Friends and Influence People. Really, you could probably do a book like a freaking how to successfully latch on to people. And you know what? A lot of people would probably buy it. I mean, you get these books, you get Robert Greene does these books, 48 Laws of Power, Art Seduction, stuff like that. And that's a lot of that is shit that these types of people in life who play the game, that's what they're all about, man. It's what they're all about. Nothing's really genuine and authentic with these guys. It's all kind of forced. It's all kind of an act. But the thing with these people is that they can be very good at hiding their ways. Some of these people can be very funny. They can be kind of charming. And they can do a good job fooling a lot of people. Some people aren't. Some people can be quite transparent. But a lot of these people are very. A lot of these people who are kind of, I suppose, narcissistic, in their own way. They could be very charming. But one thing with these people I find, yeah, it's probably one thing more than anything is, they really are harmful, but appear to be harmless. And there's just something, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't. Obviously, in life, people need people. I get that. When you grow up as a young kid at school, you're gonna gravitate to certain other kids. Like talk about when you're at primary school or elementary school. For my American listeners, you're gonna see a kid. You're gonna look at him and you're gonna be like, hey, I want to be your friend. I want to play with you. But the thing is, when you're kids, there's no agenda there. There's no malicious intent there. But once you get a little bit older, you get into those kind of like teenage years, and even when you become an adult, things have changed. A lot of shit has changed, and But yeah, it's something that's interesting me, man. I guess you know, sociology, man. These things, interest me, and I, like I said, thought I'd put a little video out there talking about them. But I want to go through the different levels that when it comes to people, who latch on to others, and hopefully, somebody can get something from this video, and then hopefully, someone might see this video and be like, yep, exactly, exactly right. Or someone, maybe has someone around them in their life, and they're not quite sure how to deal with them, but then when they watch this video, they realize, oh, now I get it. So I want to go through the different levels. Now, really, I would say for me, the lower tier player when it comes to latching on, a lower tier player. Now, let's I'll tell you a few things about the lower tier a lower tier player. I find that the lower tier players, they just, if there's people who are using you, it's really, there's just kind of like a short term goal there. You know, I had an experience with someone who I thought was a friend going back to hell when we were maybe 11 years old. And this was a kid who, had some, he wasn't didn't always come off the best way, even for kids back then. He was probably one of those kids. I know to say maybe behavioral issues would be the right way of putting it, but he had his difficulties. And but this was a kid who was getting bullied by everybody, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere he's trying to hang around me, and at that point I see this kid, and I was always been a fairly nice, empathetic guy, and I see this kid, everyone's picking on him, and I kind of feel sorry for him, and then I become kind of friends with him, and then we end up maybe at one point we become best friends, and this is we're 11, we're 12, we're still friends, even kind of up to 13, we're still quite close. Then as time goes on, it's like this guy's moved on, and it's like, oh, screw me, and then he's just being a dick to me. He's just talking down to me. He's trying to make me look bad in front of people, treating me like shit. Just like any little thing that he could kind of like get his hands on, he would try to use against me. And we're kids. We're kids say some dumb, stupid shit. But this guy though essentially, used me. He never really did see me as a friend, and he was in a situation where he was someone, he needed me. He latched on to me. But this is a guy, he's not somebody that, now he's about 30 years old and he's not really in a great place. There's not, doesn't really have any friends. He's someone who,